You think this is again? It's time you to do right.
Here you are, you're growing up with your mom and your stepdad and your brother. You go to church, relatively normal childhood. You know, you guys are struggling financially, but a lot of kids are going through the same
Yeah,
thing.
right. So that's why I said cliche.
Yeah. But then, when you're 14 years old, a tragedy happens.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that.
So, I don't really like to talk about it. I'm gonna zoom through it. I don't really like to talk about
Okay,
it.
fair enough.
My stepdad asked me, yo, come with me to the supermarket. You know what I mean? And when he told me come with me to the supermarket, I said, nah, go, because I just had a girlfriend, right? This was like, I lost my virginity like in May. This, literally, I lost my virginity like in May of like that year.
2010.
Yeah. So, if I'm not mistaken, you know what I mean? So, I know that's fact. So around August, early September, he tells me, yo, take this trip around the supermarket. I'm 13, you know what I mean? So I tell this girl, no, I'm 14, because May 8th passed. And it was like 8th grade summer. I tell, my dad, no, go, like, I'm with my girlfriend, like, I don't want to go carry the cart, because we had to push a cart, the cart with the four wheels on it,
Yeah.
the square cart.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, like, push that shit, like, and try to go do that. And then, he goes, it's like, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, some shit like that. I was keep passing. Yeah, where my pops at, like, you know what I mean? So then one of my neighbors that Juanito, he lives upstairs, he was knocking on the window, he's like, yo, your pops is laid out on Belvedere. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, your pops laid out on Belvedere. Like, nah, so I tell my mom, and my mom starts screaming, I run out with my underwear, like, I'm just running. So I see there's already ambulance, already mad people, like, yo, that's my dad. My dad, he don't know where he's at. So I'm like, you know, I'm 13, I'm 14, you know what I mean? So what am I gonna do? I start looking around, I start telling people like what happened, like like yo, whatever. Long story short, they took my pops to Bellevue. It was like a head trauma. So he died September 15th, a day away from his birthday.
What was the situation around the shooting? Did you ever find out?
No, it wasn't a shooting. He got hit with an object that cracked his skull open.
Oh.
But the blood never exited. So for the cause that the blood never exited, all the blood is internal bleeding.
Swelling.
It's swelling.
Yeah.
So he went into cardiac arrest, and he was on what was that called? The tubes and stuff like that. Life support.
Life support. Yeah. But so did someone hit him or something?
I still don't know to this day.
So there was no police investigation. Nothing.
No, they did, but it was like on a back block.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It was on a back block. So
they don't know.
Yeah, like, all right, so 18 Locust, if you look at it on Google Maps, it's an industrial area behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You have Broadway, that's the main street, but then you have Beaver. So I live between 18 Locust between Broadway and Beaver. It's all industrial. You have fish factories, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay. But the streets talk.
Yeah.
Did anyone ever say, "Oh, I think this happened," or "This guy did it"?
Yeah, there was a little conversation like that. But remember, I'm 14.
Yeah, you're a kid.
I'm 14. My brother's 15. You know what I mean? And it's weird the way the block works. Like Belvedere, everybody, whoever's on Belvedere don't talk to nobody on Locust. Whoever's on Locust, nobody talks to nobody on Park. Whoever's on Park, nobody talks to who's on Arian. You know what I mean? Like they block. You know what I mean?
Okay. And that situation caused a lot of depression.
Yeah.
Okay. You actually got expelled in 8th grade.
I got expelled. No, remember, I was 8th grade summer, so I got expelled.
Into 9th grade.
Like 9th or 10th grade, one of those grades. It's like 10 years ago. So, like, I got expelled. They sent me to, like, a therapy. I've been therapy since I was 14. Then they sent me to, like, this special school that I thought it was, like small kids. When I get there, it's, like, full of kids that, like, with trauma, like, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
got raped and shit like that, molested, people foster home, you know what I mean? I just went there. I just dropped out. I was like, I ain't doing this, man. I mean,
So basically, you dropped out of high school.
I dropped out, yeah, and I just. At Burger King, you are at the rules of value.
You roll number 105, City Minis are part of the meal.
No. It's
So I'm $2 short to get 2K, and the person that's trying to send me money is on only has cash, not doesn't have Cash App. They don't have Cash App. They only have Apple Pay. But on PlayStation, you can't link your Apple Pay. I don't think it does show an option to link your PayPal or your Cash App. But if you send it through Apple Pay, is there any way I can get it to my Cash App or my PayPal so I can get it on my PlayStation Store funds?
Yeah, that can be a bit tricky. One option could be if the person can transfer the money to your PayPal or Cash App directly. If they only have Apple Pay, they might be able to send you money via a bank transfer linked to their Apple Pay. But if that's not an option, you might have to wait until they can use cash or a different method. Hopefully, you can get it sorted out soon.
So you told me a bunch of nothing. So there's no way for them or for me after they send the money to my Apple Pay for me to get it on my Cash App.
Got it. I get what you mean. Unfortunately, Apple Pay and Cash App don't directly link up, so there's no straightforward way to transfer the funds from Apple Pay to Cash App. You might have to have them send the money through a method that you can use on PlayStation, like PayPal or a direct bank transfer. Hopefully that helps clear it up.
You're worthless.
I'm really sorry if you're frustrated. If there's anything I can do to help out or clarify anything, just let me know. I'm here to help. I understand, and I appreciate your patience. If there's anything specific you'd like help with, or any way I can make things easier, just let me know.
Say PlayStation doesn't take Apple Pay. It only worked through Cash App, but thanks for being willing to. Well, it doesn't have Cash App.
Charlie Kirk tweeted what 7 days after? 7 days. Very good. So. Oh, you guys cracking jokes yet? I think the easiest way to start this video, and I think the thing where most of us agree, is that political violence should never be accepted. The idea that we might have the most reprehensible views on this disgusting things, you have the right. You need to be safe enough to be able to espouse those views without losing your life.
You believe that?
The main thing I took away, most of what I see after the
That's
fact
what you
is
believe?
folks trying to figure out whether or not this guy's right wing or left wing, so they can
That's
put blame on the side. I've seen people call for violence. I've seen people have this like rhetoric of us versus them. Good to fight back against evil. It is time for the righteous to prevail.
I know we don't have a lot of time. There's so many good speakers tonight. This is a battle between good and evil. I wish we could compromise, but you can't compromise with evil. You can't compromise with evil.
I've seen people be like, well, the other side is the one that does it. And I think all of that really defeats the purpose of trying to make the world more safe, right? Because we got here, I feel as though this was a long time coming. And what am I saying? We've been here for a long time. There's been a lot of political crime, a lot of political killings over the last 8 to 7 years. bombing abortion clinics.
An Irvine man has been sentenced to 6 years in federal prison for the 2022 firebombing of a Planned Parenthood clinic.
Different politicians who've been attacked, either attempts or assassinations of completed on both sides, be it Democrats or Republicans.
A source is telling ABC News that 2 Minnesota state lawmakers have been shot in what law enforcement officials say was a targeted incident.
There have been extremists and crazies who've gone out, murdered people on a semi-regular basis for the last 9 to 10 years that I've been looking at it and paying attention. Anybody who sits up there and goes, well, the lefties or the main fact this year, I feel like you guys killed quite a few politicians for that matter. There's been one person who's done that.
Over the past 24 hours, I've seen some in the media, some of the very same people who intentionally stoke murderous hatred against people like Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk specifically, now saying that we need to turn down the temperature, start having conversations. Charlie tried to have conversations with you on the left, and you killed him for it.
It's the same way some Trumpers decided to kill those Minnesota senators. Right? They weren't out there advocating violence. They were at their homes, and this guy showed up to kill them and tried to kill more. Doesn't mean you shouldn't phone down the red. But apparently that Walsh disagrees. Let's hear why.
You're killing us in our churches. You tried to kill our president. You killed one of our greatest advocates in Charlie Kirk. You've been openly cheering for and celebrating and encouraging and committing political violence for years. Antifa BLM made a hero out of Luigi Mangione. You celebrate Charlie's death even now. It's too late to turn the temperature down. This is not a time to hold hands. It's a time for justice. It is a time for good to fight back against evil. It is time for the righteous to prevail for the sake of our country and for our families and our children.
The righteous to prevail.
You denounce all this shit that happened, and you said this is wrong, and then you advocate for this shit that happened. It's literally the same thing over and over again. It's never gonna stop. It's never gonna stop. But it's a sports mentality. Yeah. My clique can be no wrong. Sometimes you click this shit, like, yeah, acknowledge that. That's really me. It's one of the reasons why I was not going to sports, because those people were the people that were bullying me with that mentality. They was like, if you don't think like that, that's like, and I was like, stay away from sports.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked with hammers, and Donald Trump and his son were making fun of him after that attack.
I will stand up to crazy Nancy Pelosi who ruined San Francisco. How's her husband doing, by the way? Anybody know?
Well, how about the fact that, a lot of the people who stormed the Capitol January 6th were calling for Mike Pence to be hung?
I'm telling you, if Pence came, we're going to drag through the streets. You politicians are going to get drugged through the streets. Yeah.
I saw Asmongold say it was like 90% the left.
I think that in the last 5 years or so, especially since BLM, it's been a 90% left-wing thing. But that doesn't mean the 10% right people are right either.
And it's like, well, crime statistics disagree with you. It says most of the political violence is committed by the left. That's what the stats say. So for people to come out after the fact and just make it sound like it's one-sided, it's just bizarre to me. And then also people looking at the shooter and they're like, oh, I think he might have had a trans girlfriend. And in a time where people say rhetoric is the reason that violence has happened, the moment Charlie Kirk died, I saw Trump get on and he was just like, well, these radical left Marxists, so they're complaining about the fact that they call them Nazis all the time. And what do they call everybody who's a radical left, Marxist, socialist, communist? It's like, okay, got it. Everybody does this kind of hyperbolic. People don't like Charlie Kirk and want to acknowledge the fact that they have disgusting views. That's their right. If people try to cancel folks for that, I'm not with that. Okay, the guy did say some very disgusting things throughout his life. He said them very publicly, and people whitewashing him. I heard people call him a good Christian boy. Maybe from your perspective, it's okay for people to have a different perspective. I certainly don't share the one where he's some good. I've heard him say some really shit. So that's my personal opinion.
You had a daughter, and she was 10, and she got raped, and she was going to give birth, and she was and she was going to give birth, and she was going to live. Would you want her to go through that and carry her baby?
That's awfully graphic.
It's but it's a real life scenario that happens to many people.
The answer is yes, the baby would be delivered.
Oh, okay, great. So that's.
Do you think that there should be free school lunch for all children?
No.
Why?
Of course not.
Because parents should feed their kids, not the government. What if they can't? Go get a job. Child? You know, the parents should go get the job. Yeah. This is important. First of all, this is really what children to eat. Of course I do. Show me a single child in America going hungry. Doesn't exist. Number two, we have churches, we have food shelters, we have billions. It does not exist. We have a child obesity problem, not a child starvation problem.
I mean, Joe Biden is a bumbling, dementia-filled Alzheimer's, corrupt tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and or given the death penalty for his crimes against America.
I know we don't have a lot of time. There's so many good speakers tonight.
It's actually $5 if that's okay. I forgot about the tax.
I wish we could compromise, but you can't compromise with evil. You can't compromise with evil.
I think the DOJ should immediately move to unseal all the Epstein documents in the Southern District of New York. Yeah. I think every file should be released to the public the same way as the JFK files.
Charlie Kirk got one call from the president, and this was his response.
Honestly, I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands.
People in this day and age cannot emotionally multitask. You know that two things can coexist at the same time. I cannot wish someone harm, but also not be sad for the harm that happens to them. I'm not wishing harm, but I'm like, you don't mean that you're wishing someone bad. You don't have to be celebrating. You be like, I'm not going to put my flag half-mast.
That was wild. Treating that dude like he was a national hero is crazy. So, I mean, veterans die every single day in the line of duty. Yeah. And the president will not do a damn thing. If this guy gets shot, then all of a sudden they're doing all this hubbub. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. So, but things can, yes, it is. It's not empathy. It's not compassion. There's this neutrality that is a possibility as well. Especially when you're affected by the things that he's saying.
And you contributed. Like, if we're all honest, none of this is surprising because we've been inching towards this whole time. We've been here for a while. All this extreme rhetoric, all this, calling these people Nazi, calling these people Marxist, communist, radical, like all of this stuff.
I mean, call these people just basically not human.
Yes. How many YouTubers have I seen calling for potential civil war?
How to add PayPal to PlayStation account.
Nationwide is more than you think. Oh yeah, their estate planning resources help keep me updated on the latest rules and planning opportunities.
Speaking of, I need to leave my quarter zip collection to someone. It's complicated and massive.
Tasteful though.
Everyone, this is Tim from Your Six Studios. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how to add PayPal to your PlayStation 4. Coming up next in this PlayStation 4 tutorial. So adding your PayPal as a payment method is very easy on the PlayStation 4. I'm on the home screen of the PlayStation 4 right now. Let's scroll up to the top bar and scroll all the way to the right to Settings and select this option. Now let's go down to Account Management and select this. Then go to Account Information. Now let's go down to Wallet. Now under Wallet, go ahead and go to Payment Methods. Add or edit payment methods and set your default payment method. You will have to type in your password right here, so let's go ahead and type in my password for my PlayStation 4. Continue. And let's go to the second option now, add a PayPal account. I'm going to have to type in my PayPal account email and password, so let's go ahead and do that now. Go ahead and go to Login. Then you'll have to accept the PayPal account agreement. Read through the text and then go to Accept. You'll have the option to make PayPal your default payment option, otherwise you can keep it as your current payment option. So mine is a credit card. I'm just going to go to the current default payment method. I now have two different payment methods on my PlayStation 4, my credit card and my PayPal account. Suppose you want to get rid of your PayPal account all of a sudden. Very easy. You go over your PayPal option on payment methods, and you'll see a delete option on this screen. So let's go ahead and delete it from my PS4 account now. Go to Yes to confirm. So adding PayPal to your PlayStation 4 account to make purchases is very easy. If this PlayStation tutorial did indeed help you out, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up. Hey everyone, this is Tim from Your Six Studios. Today in this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to add your PayPal account to your PlayStation 5 so you can buy games from the store. So let's go ahead and jump in right now. Now it's very easy to make PlayStation Store purchases using your PayPal account. Now on the home screen, right now, let's go up to the top and go to Settings and select this option. Then go on down to users and accounts. Then under accounts, let's go to payment and subscriptions to manage your payment methods and subscriptions. Now go to payment method. Add or edit a payment method and set your default payment method. So I already have a credit card located in here. I can go ahead and remove that. But on the left side of the screen, I can go to PayPal account right here and select it. Then I have to type in my email address and password associated with my PayPal account. And then you have to accept this agreement after you have everything typed in. Now I have my PayPal account located on here. At any point in time I want to edit this or delete it. But on the left side of the screen, I can go to PayPal account right here and select it. And I have to type in my email address and password associated.
How the fuck do I have to do that shit?